Hey, you passionate people out there, it's me, Dhritikathuria. In this video, we will be starting with Indian Penal Code. Today's topic under IPC will be crime. So, let's get started. What is crime? The word crime is difficult to define. Basically, it is an act of disobedience which is forbidden by law. Legally, it is an act made punishable by law. In the following video, we will be learning about the various definitions of crime given by eminent jurist and criminologist. Disobedience of all law may not be a crime, such as disobedience of civil laws. ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हर disobedience of law crime ही हो, जैसे कि disobedience of civil law is not a crime. Such, for example, you can take a tort. Tort is not a crime, it is a civil wrong. Therefore, we can say that crime would mean something more than mere disobedience of law. Crime is a wrong, and a wrong can be of many types. Now we'll talk about crime as a wrong in different fields, such as crime as a public wrong, as a moral wrong, as a conventional wrong, as a social wrong, as a procedural wrong, and as a legal wrong. Coming to crime as a public wrong, Sir William Blackstone defined crime in two ways: first stage and the second stage. The first stage stated that an act committed or omitted in violation of a public law forbidding or commanding it. Second stage stated that a crime is a violation of public rights and duties due to the whole community, considered as a community. According to Halsbury's Laws of England, crime is an unlawful act or default which is an offence against public and renders the person guilty of the act or default liable to legal punishment. It means that Halsbury की book Laws of England के accordingly, crime is an unlawful act and it renders the person guilty, मतलब कि वो एक person को guilty ठहराता है अगर वो कोई offense करता है against the public and that person is liable to legal punishment. According to Salmond, the distinction between crimes and civil wrongs is that crime are public wrongs whereas civil wrongs are private wrongs. Here Salmond means to say that civil wrong and crime के बीच में एक difference है. That is कि कोई crime है अगर public wrong है and अगर एक civil wrong है तो वो एक private wrong है. Thus, crime is an act deemed by law to be harmful to the society in general. Sergeant Stephen is a person who modified Sir William Blackstone's commentaries. And when he modified them, he even modified the definition of crime given by him. So, the modified definition given by Sergeant Stephen is a crime is a violation of a right considered in reference to an evil tendency of such violations as regards the community at large. Here Sergeant Stephen has told us, or you can say hinted us a little bit about the mens rea, that is evil tendency, having a evil or malicious intention to hurt someone or violate the community guidelines. Crimes are breaches of those laws which injure the community, or you can say that it can hurt or disable the community in such ways. This definition fails to give an adequate and comprehensive definition, so it was not accepted much but regarded. Crime as a moral wrong. Raffaele Garofalo defines crime in a sociological perspective. According to him, crime is an immoral and harmful act that is regarded as criminal by public opinion because it is an injury to so much of the moral sense as is possessed by a community measure, which is indispensable for the adaptation of the individual society. He also considers crime to have some act labeled as criminal by public opinion. Crime as a conventional wrong. Edwin Sutherland, who was a noted criminologist, defines crime in terms of criminal behavior. According to him, criminal behavior is behavior in violation of criminal law, no matter what the degree of immorality, reprehensibility, or indecency of an act. It is not a crime unless it is prohibited by criminal law. According to Edwin Sutherland, criminal law is a body of specific rules regarding human conduct which has been promulgated by political authorities, which apply uniformly to all members of the class to which the rules refer and which are enforced by punishment administered by the state. Crime as social wrong. According to John Gillen, who was a renowned sociologist, crime is an act that has been shown to be actually harmful to society or that is believed to be socially harmful by a group of people that has the power to enforce its beliefs and that places such act under the ban of positive penalties. Here John Gillen wants to say that crime वो एक्ट है जो दिखाया जाता है जो कि सोसाइटी के लिए बहुत हार्मफुल है, या फिर क्राइम एक वो एक्ट है जो बिलीव करते हैं एक ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल कि वो सोशली हार्मफुल है एंड जो वो ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल है दे हैव द पावर कि वो अपने बिलीफ को या अपना थॉट प्रोसेस को सबके ऊपर एनफोर्स कर सकें. सो दे प्लेस सच एन एक्ट crime under the ban of positive penalties. According to Donald Taft, crime is a social injury and an expression of subjective opinion varying in time and place. Crime as a procedural wrong. John Austin defines crime in terms of nature of the proceeding. According to him, a wrong which is pursued by the sovereign or a subordinate is a crime, public wrong. A wrong which is pursued at the discretion of the injured party and its representatives is a civil wrong, private wrong. According to Professor Kenny, crimes are wrongs whose sanction is punitive and is in no way remissible by any private person, but is remissible by the Crown alone, if remissible at all. Crime as a legal wrong. Cross and Jones define crime in a legal way. According to them, as a legal wrong, the remedy for which is the punishment of the offender at the instance of the state. According to criminologist Paul Tappan, an unintentional act or omission in violation of criminal law committed with defense or justification and sanctioned by the state as a felony. He says that this definition is fit for the country where the mechanism is installed, such as India. India has an established procedural, criminal and penal laws. Now let's talk about intention and motive of a crime. Both of them are an essential element of a crime. Criminal intent or intention refers to the mental state of a mind possessed by a defendant in committing a crime. Motive is usually used in connection with criminal law to explain why a person acted or refused to act in a certain way. Let's take an example. There is a Mr. X जिनके पास एक लाइफ इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी है 50 लाख रुपए की, एंड जो मिस्टर वाई हैं वो बेनिफिशियरी हैं इस पॉलिसी के इन द केस कि अगर मिस्टर एक्स की डेथ हो जाती है. अब जो मिस्टर वाई है वो सोचता है कि वाई नॉट टू किल मिस्टर एक्स, उनको मारने से तो उसका फायदा है. तो मिस्टर वाई ने प्लान किया टू किल मिस्टर एक्स, जैसे कि जो सारा अमाउंट ऑफ इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी है जो उनके डेथ के बाद उनको मिलने वाला है, दैट इज 50 लाख रुपीज, वो ले सकें. वो सब कुछ ऐसे प्लान करते हैं मिस्टर वाई कि ये लगे कि एक एक्सीडेंट था ना कि मर्डर. अब इस पर्टिकुलर केस में मिस्टर वाई की इंटेंशन थी टू मर्डर मिस्टर एक्स, जबकि उनका मोटिव था वो 50 लाख रुपए जो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी से उनको मिलने थे आफ्टर द डेथ ऑफ मिस्टर एक्स. The example of Mr. X and Mr. Y shows us that there's a huge difference between an intention and a motive. So now let's talk about the difference between intention and motive. An intention refers to a purposeful action and a conscious decision to perform an act which is forbidden by law, whereas motive refers to the ulterior cause which induces a person to do or abstain from doing a particular act. Intention is the objective of the act, whereas motive is the driving force of the act. Intention is expressed and motive is implied. Intention is substantial to determine criminal ability, whereas motive is insubstantial to determine criminal ability. Intention requires proof to prove the intent of the criminal, with exceptions, whereas motive does not require any proof. Hold on, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.